Bam, bam, bam. Sarah, you are first. How's your evening going? Why is the chat not here? Where is the chat? Oh, chat, you don't look like that. There we are. Born. You're second again. Third time in a row. Born, you're slacking, my friend. Sarah, can I be honest here? The last few streams I've been very... I feel like I've been very aggressive towards you. And first things first, I want to say sorry. I always get upset when you leave the stream. And I know Himiko has another stream, another video coming out today in like 29 minutes. I know you're going to leave. Just tell me, what is it that I need to do to keep you here? What do I need to do so you don't leave? I know you say you're not going to leave, but I don't know. I got attachment issues. You finished your horror manga marathon? That's good. I'm glad. Born, how's your day at work going? Maybe that's why I pushed it back an hour. Did I push it back an hour? It's 8 o'clock. Oh, we had daylight savings time here. Do you guys not get daylight saving time? No? Just in time for Halloween. Exactly. You're not leaving this time for real? I've decided. You don't need to watch every premiere. To be fair, her videos are the last couple of videos have been very, very funny. The video she did with cake tins, that was unhinged. that was something else. I wasn't even interested in the manga that they bought. I was just interested in the conversation and the banter they were having. Ba, 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 ba. Right. Today, what is today? Today's Halloween. Does anyone celebrate Do you guys celebrate Halloween? Is that something you guys do? You particularly interested? Obviously, trick-or-treating is probably... Well, definitely not one for me. I'm a bit too old for trick-or-treating. But some people go out, like, drinking, nightclubs, etc. Workday's weather quiet at the very least. That's good. Hopefully it's not too stressful. How's the modding going for the Reddit? Alright, let me get... I literally have one... Bloop. I literally have one comment to reply to. I didn't get a chance... Actually, before I do that... There's always... I think every once a week I get a comment on this video asking if I visited a particular Forbidden Planet. And it's always the same question. Always the same answer, sorry. That it's normally a Forbidden Planet international store. I guess maybe I didn't explain it very well. Or people just aren't really paying attention all that much. I didn't get a chance to visit the Manchester store. Defo on the list for next time. Bloop. Right. Let me get my screen set up for all the anime and manga news I want to talk about. What is called almost at 1,000 subs. I had 502 months ago. How many mods are there? I did say I was going to join, but I ended up not getting around to it. Let me do it now. It's r/just manga, right? So this weekend was a pretty hectic one. I didn't release a video like I thought I was going to. I've got like 5 videos in the works up until the end of the year. But I don't think I'll be able to release any of them anytime soon. The only one I really want to do is probably a manga challenge video, which was set by Nerd Lounge. It was like £150 manga purchase challenge. So I want to try and get around to uploading that soon, hopefully. But I've been making myself so busy the last few days, just reading a bunch of manga. And if my cup of tea is in chat, I'm so sorry, but I ended up actually going to the MCM Comic Con over this weekend. I went on Sunday, so that was pretty fun. Now that you've finished up with all the horror manga, you've started your TBR list. How big is your TBR list? You're gonna start Fire Punch Volume 1 tomorrow. Have you got all 8 volumes? That's been on my radar for such a long time. At the beginning of the year, when I finished Chainsaw Man, I would have loved to pick it up, but I think some of the volumes were out of stock. But now they're all in stock, but I don't have the finances to pick them up. But I really want to. Just you and the guy that created the sub. So what was the reason behind it? Because obviously you have r/manga, and I'm sure you have. I'm pretty sure there's r/manga collectors as well. But you know, for sure, I've actually not got my login for. I'm just looking now. I don't have my login details for this PC. I only have it on my phone or my laptop. So I've got the page up. So after stream, I'll find the password and I'll get logged in. You saw the £150 manga collection challenge? Yeah. I want to participate. I've got some manga here that I'll be unboxing in a moment that contributes towards it. And because I'm so lazy and I'm not really finding time to do any recording, I'm just going to probably record it for here, and then I'll just download the VOD and just clip it into the video in the end. But I need to do a few more bits. I think I'm 60 or 70 pound deep, so I've got a little bit of leeway space. But that's the next video I'm probably going to upload, which probably won't be this week, probably sometime next week. But I'm happy to stream all the time. Oh, but next week, I also bought, over the weekend, I bought a shelf. So next week, I think I'm going to probably fix the shelf. I'm going to build the shelf on stream and set it up. I've mentioned before, it's the same as this one, which is a IKEA Billy bookcase, and it's 3 stacks. So you can have 3 sets of manga in front of each other. 3 sets? Or 2 sets? 3 sets. You can have 3 volumes of manga in front of each other. So it's pretty deep, around 140, 130 volumes a shelf. So it's going to be quite difficult to construct together. And I probably won't reorganize on stream. I'll just leave it bare. So I'm going to be doing that next week. No, you just got volume 1. We should be able to find the rest of the volumes, hopefully. I've looked online quite recently, and they're all regularly available on Amazon, at least. I'm sure you can find them elsewhere. Blackwell's probably, Forbidden Planet, most likely will have them quite cheap online. What's your total manga count at the moment, Sarah? I feel like a lot of people pick out once a month, they'll pick out their TBR pile, and it's normally around 10-15 volumes. 30 is a lot. was created for more deeper discussions on manga in general. Yeah, I find with the chapter ones, it's difficult because no matter what, because manga is so, there's so many different manga out there. There's thousands, if not tens of hundreds of thousands, and not everybody's going to be on top of all of them. So I feel like when you're doing weekly chapter reviews or discussions, there's always going to be some people who are up to date, some people who are nowhere near, and they probably won't want to engage as much. And if you engage less, it means that the subreddit's going to deplete. I feel like manga collectors are just similar to Twitter. Most people just posting up pictures of their manga collections, etc. What is this? So yeah, next week is going to be, I don't know about interesting, but I'm looking forward to my shelf being done because I've got a good 50 or 60 manga just sitting there on the floor, just chilling, doing absolutely nothing. I need to find a space for them. So hopefully the shelf comes tomorrow. IKEA says it will. Right, let me move you over. I actually want to go through because I kind of want to do, I think most of the discussion is probably going to be around my Manga Haul today. But I do want to point out just a few bits of Twitter information that I thought was interesting. Oh, interesting to me anyway. DSI. You haven't really counted how many you have, but you do know that you've bought 178 manga this year. That is a lot of manga. That is a lot of manga. That's like more than one a day right now, right? What day is it today? How do I figure out what day it is? Day 304. That's crazy. You're not too far off from buying one manga a day. Not to say that you probably spent a lot of money, but I'm sure you collected some pre-owned stuff. But it's quite a lot of money. And hopefully you've got space for it. All right, let me get this. Bam. Yeah, you should count them. Get a spreadsheet or something. I think it's just nice to have it. You've read a third of what you have already. See, I think that's where you're in the minority of people who purchase their manga and almost read it straight away. Most people seem to just purchase and then stick in the backlog for, I don't know. I don't know what they wait for. I don't know why people wait. Last year Kanji had 150, probably 300 now, even higher if you include the digital. How do you store your digital? Is it just all on your phone, or do you have like a separate tablet for everything? Because I can't imagine manga takes up that much in terms of like space. Surely it's just like a few megabytes, right? But then again, I guess if you're buying volumes and volumes and volumes, they're soon going to accumulate to tons of gigabytes. All right, so the first bit of news I have, it's not actually really news, but it made me kind of realize how fast time is going. But Super Mario Galaxy came out 15 years ago, which means the Nintendo Wii came out 16 years ago, which is absolutely crazy. I can remember playing this, like, it feels like just a few years ago, just before COVID. And then here we are, 15 years later. This is probably my favorite Mario game of all time. But yeah, that was kind of a little bit scary reading that. But this is probably, last week I pointed out a couple of interesting merchandise items you can pick up. T-shirts, shoes, watches, etc. But this came into my feed a little while ago. This is Frieza's ship from Dragon Ball Z, which I think is like, I don't know, I think like volume 6, I think you get introduced to Frieza, maybe episode like 80 something, 90. But yeah, it seems to be some sort of like just big chair. This is from the side, left, right, back, and this is the bottom. And you kind of just sit in it. I presume cross-legged. I don't think this is very, or particularly comfortable. Sitting there like with your knees in your face. But for $200, I don't think this is worth it. It sounds more like a gimmick to buy something like this. You have a dedicated tablet. Hopefully it's not an expensive one. To have a dedicated tablet just for manga. Oh, I guess it makes sense because you have a lot of comics, don't you? Do you have any, like, do you have a lot of physical comics, Born? We've got to find ahead of the space for it. Would you really buy this? I don't know. This guy doesn't look very cozy. I'm not going to lie. Looks like he's got PTSD from his purchase. Yeah, exactly. I mean, she looks like she's having a great time. She looks happy. Him, on the other hand, I don't think many people sleep in this position. And if you do, you accidentally sleep in this kind of position. So he's purposely gotten into here to either sleep or, like you said, Born, just contemplate life and his terrible decisions. It doesn't look great. If I had infinite amount of money, I'd probably buy it. But even if I did, I don't think I'd get in it that often. Maybe once. These are two different. This is too different. If this had a tagline of like, "Oh, you can sleep in it," then maybe. But he doesn't look like he's sleeping. But I thought that was funny. Oh, Born, you probably. Oh, I don't know if you did, but they had a The Simpsons did their, what do they call it, the Treehouse special or something like that. Every year they do like a Halloween episode, which has like 2 to 3 mini stories. They did a Death Note parody. I think it airs today or yesterday. I don't think the UK are getting it at all unless we use some sort of VPN to get around it all. But I thought these looked really cool. I watched it wasn't a trailer. I watched like a 20-second, maybe 30-second clip. I thought this was pretty cool. Rather than be called Death Note, it's called Death Tome. But they've even changed the art style to like anime art style, which is pretty cool. And I read a couple of articles, and apparently there is a studio that they're using for the art style from, I think it was from China, and it's the same studio that also helped out with Death Note, the original series, back in whenever it was, 2009, 2010, maybe before then. But yeah, I thought this was quite interesting. It's got all the same voice actors, obviously. Lisa's still Lisa, Homer's still Homer, and I presume it will be like, I don't know, 5-6 minutes long. But I thought this was really cool. If I can find it online, I'd probably have to watch it there. I don't think it will come to Disney Plus anytime soon, and I don't think it will come to air in the UK anytime soon. Hopefully I don't forget, because once it passes Halloween, I probably won't bother remembering. Around 200 single issues and 50 volumes. That's crazy. Well, if you ever want to downsize, 300 volumes is a lot. I'll take them Eden volumes off of you. Not a problem. I won't. You know what? You don't even have to. You know, you can give it to me for free. I'll take them off your hands. No problem. Easy. and you can just go digital for everything. But yeah, I thought this was pretty cool. The anime art style is kind of different to anything else that they've done. And then, speaking of anime, if you're interested, Tokyo Revengers is coming back in January. It sounds like it's just one specific arc. Now, I've not read Tokyo Revengers. I've been waiting for Seven Seas to hurry up with their releases. And I'm kind of on the fence if I want to watch the anime. I'm really looking forward to diving into the manga. But Seven Seas are taking their time with releasing it, which I guess is a good thing for my wallet. But the fact that it says Tokyo Revengers Christmas Showdown anime arc makes it sound like it's going to be a relatively small one. They'll most likely, I don't know, fit it into 12 episodes. I can't imagine a whole arc spanning 24 episodes. It'd be interesting if it does, though. And what's it been? 1 year? When did Tokyo Revengers come out? Tokyo Revengers. I'm pretty sure it was last year. Yeah, April 2021. So it's been just over a year and a half before the next season comes out. They may have rushed it, potentially, because of the hype. That's on your to be read as well. Yeah, I was kind of waiting. I didn't want to... I don't know about you. Did you watch the anime at all? But I definitely didn't want to pick up... I didn't want to start the manga knowing that I would get up to probably halfway through season 1. I think I looked up online, I think volume 7 or 8 is where the anime stopped. So I kind of wanted to wait until volume 4 come out of the omnibus, and then I would read all of that and get up to volume 8. And then, I don't know, if they release another season, I'll probably catch up then. But yeah, I'm kind of reluctant to start this one because then it's just going to push me further along from starting the manga. And if I don't pick up the manga, potentially, I don't know, might go out of stock or I don't know. Simpsons have been going on forever. Yeah, it has. I've never really enjoyed it, to be honest. I don't know about... I don't think the consensus is that it's terrible, but I think it's probably outstayed its welcome. I don't know what kind of figures it does broadcast-wise, but I'm not particularly interested, but I was definitely looking forward to watching this. If you downsize, you'll send me all your Batman stuff. Ah, good. I'll hold you to that at least. But yeah, they also have a trailer as well. I'm not going to play the trailer with sound or anything. But it has like Mikey's in it, I think I saw. And yeah, it'd be interesting to see where it leads because it left on such a crazy cliffhanger. It's probably the craziest cliffhanger I've seen in such a long time. But then the further I think about it, you know, it's the fact that the series still goes on is obviously relatively spoilers to what happens at the end of season 1. You know, life will still continue. And yeah, I was just so shocked how it ended. But I'm looking forward to this, definitely. You stick around till 8:30? I knew it. Oh, your parents would have... Oh, my bad. Sorry. That's fine. If you have to go, if you're gonna go watch and spend family time, that's not a problem at all. I have no issues with that, Sarah. You can leave whenever you're ready. And then we finally got a cover confirmation for Ayashimon by Yuji Kaku, who also did the Hell's Paradise, which again most people are still struggling to collect unless you was in early 2020. When did the last volume come out? I don't even know. Hell's Paradise. Yeah, the last volume was 2021, and we got the last 2 volumes early 2022. So unless you was picking it up back in 2021, you're probably still struggling to get that. This was obviously met with such awe. No, maybe not awe. Awe is the wrong word, but such like distaste, I guess. People weren't particularly interested in this one, considering it got cancelled after 25 chapters, I think it was. So overall, I think there was only 3 or 4 volumes. I think it was 3. But I think Viz are just sticking this out just because it's got the Yuji Kaku name, and people who have eaten up Hell's Paradise with the anime coming out, I think early next year, they're hoping that they'll just pick this one up as well. Similar to what's probably happening to Chainsaw Man with all of his other works. People are just pre-ordering everything of his. Mantis, how's it going? How's your day been? You still praying for restocks of Volume 3? I think we all are. I think that's the only volume I'm regularly not seeing online. All the, I think from 4 onwards, 4, 5 and 6 got a huge restock. I think 2-3 months ago, maybe a little bit before. No, back in March they got a massive restock. And then 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 and 13 you can still find. Yeah, no worries, Sarah. I will see you next time. Enjoy the film. Hope you don't get too scared. But yeah, I think I mentioned before that if you're looking to not necessarily make money, but I think just pick this one up, even if you're not a big fan, because you could always resell it at some point. And I think once they might potentially just do one print run of it. But I'm not a financial advisor. They could print this to high heaven and back and, you know, it'll just be everywhere and no one will pick it up. Me personally, I quite like this. Kind of sucked they dipped towards the end, but I think it was a bit too preemptive. I'll be looking forward to his next work. Hopefully he's not too shaken up after his first cancellation. And speaking of Demon Slayer, we have... Not Demon Slayer. Speaking of Ayashimon and sales figures, Chainsaw Man Volume 10 came back into stock. I don't know why specifically Chainsaw Man Volume 10. You would have thought maybe like Volume 1 would be coming into circulation again, much like it was in Japan with Volumes 1 to 6, I think. They've been going crazy over in Japan. Everyone's eating it up. Every week it's like 20,000 copies, 20,000 copies with every new episode that comes out. So it's quite a shock to see that number 10 has come in. You can't, I don't know if you can see it on the screen, but Volume 10 came out on the 4th of May. 4th of May? Yes, 4th of May. Earlier this year. You doing good? Started collecting Akira. Did you buy the box set or are you buying the singles? Because I hear from a few people that the singles aren't too easy to pick up and it's just easier and cheaper to get the box set. But either way, I hope you're enjoying it. Me, myself, I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was really good. I thought the sound direction was really good as well. I thought it was awesome. Volume 10 came in because of the Makima Simps. Yeah, most likely. Although most of them are very upset that her assets, is probably the right word, have been nerfed in the anime. They're not as... they're not to everybody's tastes. Some people find her less desirable in the anime than they do the manga. And I've mentioned before, but this is the third. What are we on? Yeah, we're on episode 3 now of Chainsaw Man. Not a big spoiler, as always, but this is in this scene. Power is pinning the blame onto Denji for doing something, and I noticed it straight away when I saw the scene that she didn't look. She's supposed to be quite scared and frightened in a way, and nervous. And in the manga, you can really see it. Obviously, you got the trembles. But the only thing that really sold it in the episode was the voice acting. You could tell from her voice that she was quite scared, quite frightened. But when you look at her on her own, What the hell? Ah, I had Himika's video up. How dare I? But yeah, as you look at the image below and the top one, you can tell that one of them isn't as scared, if that makes sense. I feel like we've mentioned before, the translation from manga to anime just hasn't gone very well, but then they've picked up on other aspects. Like I said, the voice acting was really, really good. But I don't think this will be the last time that we see more comments. I mean, I won't go down the thread, but if you go down the thread, people are ripping into how, I guess, bland and boring might be the wrong words to say. If you compare the stills, then yes, but I think the anime just gives you a little bit more in terms of voice acting and the sound effects as well. But yeah, just visually, you can see straight away that she's so scared and terrified of whatever it is she's looking at, and you don't get that from the anime. You got paperbacks? I didn't know they were in paperbacks. I thought they was only in the hardbacks. Well, hopefully you collect the rest of the series. And if you got a good deal and you're not enjoying it, you can always sell it. That's a good thing about manga, especially, well, any physical media that you're collecting. If you don't enjoy it so much, you can always just sell it on. No problem. Especially nowadays, manga is a hot commodity. The anime is really grounded, misses out on some of the nuances in the manga because of that. Yeah, I think you're hitting the nail on the head there, Born. But you're gonna have that with most things. I think this is because this is the first time I've read a manga series before the anime. It's been a long time since I've done that. And off the top of my head, I can't remember the last time I read a manga before watching the anime. Most of the time, back in the day, I would just watch anime as an excuse to then see if it's worth me purchasing the physical or reading the manga anyway. So most of the manga that I read is because I've watched the anime. So this is such a flip side for me personally. I think they're still good. I just don't like how I think the anime and the manga community are clashing because the manga fans are digging at the anime, and then the anime fans are saying that it looks the same or it's better with voice acting. You love for the anime to have the same style as the ending 3. Yeah, that would be awesome. What was episode 3? Episode 3 was Maximum the Hormone, right? The band that did the Death Note Death Note season 2 or part 2 opening. I think it's crazy that it's getting multiple endings. All 13 episodes will get a unique ending. Kind of sucks that the first one was just audio. We got no visuals. But I think it's crazy. I think we're being spoiled, to be honest, with the manga. One thing I find with manga, maybe shonen manga specifically, it's always quite bright and vibrant. If you compare it to like Naruto and One Piece, and obviously all the sports manga out there like Haikyuu, Kokoro no Basket, they were also so bright and vibrant. And this, which was running in Jump, I was in my head expecting to be quite bright, but it's relatively dark to an extent, but not as dark as something like Bleach, which is currently airing as well, which is so much darker. And I think the CGI as well is also being a bit dogged on a little bit. But I mean, it's not terrible. Not terrible by any stretch of the imagination. But yeah, I thought that was quite interesting. I think out of all of those, I think the freezer thing was definitely mind blowing. Let me just get rid of all the tabs so my PC doesn't sound like it's going to take off. Chainsaw Man is really bright in the Japanese color version. There's a color version? I thought they were fake. I see like panels online on Twitter, but I just assumed they were all fake. Or not fake, but colored in by fans. But clearly not. Right. Now let me... I actually want to get... Perfect. I think if you look at the Chainsaw Man front covers, they do look quite bright, to be fair. Yeah, it's kind of crazy sometimes when you look at color versions. I look at the Dragon Ball ones, and they look nice, but I don't know. I feel like just the black and white it takes away something from it. I can't pinpoint what it is. Let me turn this down. Right, what I want to do... I'm actually going to turn the music off because I want to put this part into the YouTube video, and then I'll just put music over the top of it. You kind of want to read more One Piece, but you doubt you'll get another box set anytime soon. You don't want to read it online. How many box sets do you have? It sucks. I feel like if you don't pick up the box sets immediately, then you're kind of left to, I don't know, just struggle and either pay more for the box sets being resold or just struggle to find the singles. I mean, you could always watch it, read it through the Shonen Jump app. You download the app. It's like £2 or $2 a month, which isn't a lot. Obviously, it's still money at the end of the day. But you can pick it up and just read through that. I personally don't enjoy reading it as much through my phone or on the computer screen. I just like the tangibility. Only the first one? Boy. Well, it's going to be tough because you have three other box sets to pick up. And being the first box set, what are you, volume 23? I think. So, yeah, I think notoriously at the moment, a lot of people are struggling to get the 30s to 40s, which is quite difficult. I see a lot of, every manga haul I see, there's people picking up One Piece volumes, like the 50s and 60s, 70s. And the 80s and 90s, they go out of stock quite regularly, but they come in stock again pretty quickly. All I can say is best of luck. And if I see any online for a reasonable price, I'll let you know. Oh, it's official. Oh, you have a digital copy of all the Japanese versions. How much are Japanese volumes? Like digital versions? Yeah, I think the volume 23 is where the cutoff point with Alabaster ends, and the next part, it's not really spoilers, but notoriously a lot of people drop it after where you are now. But I think if you're already invested in the characters and how interesting it is, the next like 4 volumes will be good, and then it gets even better after that. I feel that's the thing with One Piece. It rides on it's on such a high all the time. It's constantly going up. The stakes are getting higher. More people are at risk. The fights are happening. Someone goes missing or something happens, and then it concludes, and then you have to start again on the next island, and your expectations go down slightly because it's not, there's no stakes. They're just chilling, having a good time, and it slowly goes up again. So it's like this constant roller coaster going up and down, up and down, up and down. But yeah, I think if you can get the second box set, or the 30s and 40s, from like 30 onwards is just constant highs for such a long time. $35. That's pretty cheap. And do you have to use a special website for that, or can you just use that on any like Bookwalker, or just download it through like Japanese Amazon or something like that? Or do you have to have a specific like Japanese app for it? Because obviously you can go to eBay and Amazon and buy Japanese manga books. Not an issue. All right. So let me get his rules up. So I had some parcels come in for Nerd Lounge's £150 manga challenge. Now, some of the goals and rules don't really apply right now this very second, but the challenges that he has 5 challenges. The first is buy a manga you've never heard of, complete a series, buy something in a genre you don't normally buy from, buy a hardback, and buy something pre-owned. Now, these are the 5 that I've been trying to focus on initially, but at the moment, it's pretty easy. But I think the difficult part is the more manga that I purchase, the less money I'm going to have. So I went online and I bought a load of manga. So hopefully this is everything. So the first thing I got was Even Though We're Adults Part 4. Now I started collecting this a couple of months ago because I wanted to buy loads of shoujo and josei series. This is a romance shoujo, josei. I couldn't find volume 3. It's out of stock, but I might be able to pick it up sometime soon, hopefully. But I'm really enjoying this one. And then the next one, I think this actually came from Amazon. Use Bookwalker for the Japanese manga. Is it interchangeable as well? Because I know you could buy loads of English stuff from Bookwalker. So is it all under one account? And also, do you buy it? I presume you just buy it visibly, right? For the visual aspect. Assuming it's all in Japanese, right? Wait, Born, can you read Japanese? Then next, I think this is my hardback, and I'm a little bit disappointed with this one. This is Vinland Saga, Volume 8. I'm on Volume 6. Out of all the volumes that I really wanted, I can't find Volume 7 anywhere at all, which kind of sucks. So, unfortunately, this one and this one are just going to sit on my shelf until I find Volumes 7 and 3. But this ticks off one of my challenges, which is a collector hardback. I was going to start collecting Berserk, but Berserk is so expensive at the moment. And Fist of the North Star, very similar. Plus, there would be brand new series that I would have to start adding to my collection. Whilst this, I'm still behind, so I figured just might as well pick up the hardback. And then I think this is the last package I have. Whoa, that sounded good. From Blackwell's. Ah, perfect. This couldn't come at a better time. So I have volume 3 of Welcome Back Alice. I'm looking forward to continuing this. I'll probably read this tonight because, as most of you know, Welcome Back Alice, or just Shuzo Ishimi's manga, just takes seconds to read. I'm thoroughly enjoying this. I've seen lots of people question this one and say how terrible it is and how bad it is. I don't know. I don't understand what the distaste is towards it. Maybe I'll find out after volume 3. But so far, I think it's creepy in the sense of like manipulation. I'm actually intrigued into this character right here and their motives behind everything. So yeah, I'm glad I got that. And recently, coming back from hiatus, Black Lagoon volumes 11 and 12. I literally just finished reading volume 9. Rei Hiroe has, I'm not too sure if they had some sort of illness or not feeling well, but they've been on hiatus for, I think, close to 10 years now, maybe more. And they only came back, I think, start of COVID, I think it was 2020 or 2019 maybe. It might say actually. When was this issued? Wow, I'm pretty sure you can't get Tekon Kincrete in print anymore. Yet there's still, I'm pretty sure it's out of stock. Let me have a look. This was first printed 2020, but does it say in Japan? It doesn't say in Japan when it was first issued. But it came out here 2020, and I think this is the same. Oh, this one feels so much lighter. Yeah, no, this was only printed this year, back in August. That volume of Vinland Saga is a new arc. Really? Because I feel like volume 6 concluded, not necessarily an arc, but included a little story with like the runaway slave, which I thought was pretty cool. And the farm owner's like mistress, I guess she is. So I don't know how they're going to wrap up. Are they saying that these are 2-in-1s, aren't they? So I guess it'll be another 2 volumes. We'll wrap up like volume 7 will wrap up quite nicely then into like a solid story. But yeah, I'm glad I have these. So what I've just noticed we've got a little, you can't really see it, we've got 2 little pistols here, which you don't normally have anything on the side. I hope they don't start reprinting these and start adding things underneath the numbers. Just looking at the shelves, this shouldn't be here. This is kind of messing with me. Alice gets a bad rep. Yeah, but why? I think it's pretty cool. I think maybe just because Shuzo Ishimi's stuff is just so weird, and some of the subjects that he tackles are a little bit taboo a lot of the times, and just a bit unnerving. But I don't see anything wrong with this. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I mess up in the head. It just feels like it's just everyday kids being kids, just manipulating each other, and I don't know. I don't see what's bad about it. I can't speak for everyone, but I myself know a few people when I was at school would not necessarily manipulate people the way that her name. I don't even think her name is Alice. I don't even. Does it say what her name is? I can't even remember. It doesn't have character details at the front. But yeah, I've known people from school who would do similar things, where they would lie to people to get answers that they want and pretend they're being nice to one person just so they can annoy another party, that kind of thing, just to get arise out of people and be the center of attention. But this doesn't seem that weird. I feel like this is far less weird than, or to be fair, it's only volume 2 that I've read up to. This is far less weird than, what's the other word? Flowers of Evil. Yeah, I think it's strange. All right, let me get a quick calculation because I haven't done this yet. Where is... I thought there was a... I guess there's not one. I thought there was a calculator. Okay, so I have... Welcome Back Alice, which I spent $9.79 on, plus $8.99 for Even Though We're Adults. These are normally £10, these Black Lagoon volumes, but I got them both for $6.99. That puts me on $32.75, and I'm pretty sure this was from Amazon at $15.75. So let me go window capture. Bloop. So this is what I have at the moment. This is what I spent so far. And then I've also spent, which I'm not going to open just yet. Right. Here. What? I also have this big box. Now, I'm not going to open this just yet. This includes 2 of the goals that I need. The challenges, sorry. In here are... It's a complete manga series, which is 1 challenge done. And also pre-owned, because I got these from eBay. So it's a complete series owned by somebody else. Couple of the volumes are damaged quite heavily. So that's 2 of the challenges done. The only other ones, oh, and the hardback as well. So 3 out of the 5 challenges I've already done. So I just need to do 2 more, which is buy a manga you've never heard of, and also buy something from a genre that you never normally buy from. So I'm going to open this at the end of the video most likely, because I kind of don't want to open it just yet. But that cost me $60 on the dot, including postage and packaging. These that I purchased didn't have any postage and packaging. This was from Amazon, and I have Amazon Prime, and then these all came together because I spent over a certain amount. I think over that weekend it was pretty cheap, so I didn't need to. It didn't add any postage and packaging for me. So that was $48.51 plus 60. So I'm at £108.51. So if I take away 150, that leaves me with £41.49. Now my goal is now, for the last 2 challenges, buy a manga that you've never heard of, is simply going to my local comic book store and just pick a random volume from any series that I've never seen before, and most likely try and do another series. I'll probably pick up a BL, because out of everything that I have, shoujo, shonen, seinen, slice of life, and romance, and horror. I have a little bit of horror, not much. But BL is like the only thing that I have none of whatsoever. So if I can buy volume 1 of a BL manga that I've never heard of before, which is quite tough now because I've watched so many manga collections where they have a ton of BL, I'll just have to pick one. But then I have £41.49 to play with. Mecha? Mecha sounds good. I could do Mecha. I don't own any Gundam. What's the Gundam series that everyone seems to be adding to their collection every so often? I think you mentioned it before. Is it Thunderbolt? Is that right? Blue Thunder? Gundam Thunderbolt. It is, and it's still going on. Oh man, it's 20 volumes. That's so many. There's so many volumes. I'll have a look. If I can find a short mecha series, I might be interested in picking up something. The annoying thing is now, I'm getting so close to reading my 80% collection, which is what I've been striving for all year. But buying these manga volumes recently, I'm not able to read enough, and I feel like I'm not going to hit my 80% mark. I feel like I'm just going to plummet. What else do we have on? Yeah, all the goals that he has for the challenges can be calculated at the end of the video. It doesn't really matter. Right, so 41. I'll have a look. If I just go to my local Forbidden Planet, I'll find a series, and I've got so much money to play with. I think I'll be able to pick up something. Right, so that part will definitely go into the video, but I also have a few more series that I've recently picked up. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to pick up. Oh, look, either BL or I think most of the BL that people seem to have are always quite short. And at the end of the day, I don't have to keep the manga, right? I can just read it and that's it. I sound more excited to pick up a mecha series. Or I could just try and find Evangelion, which I've wanted for a long time. Because I enjoyed the anime and I heard that the manga wraps up everything so much better. Alright, so this, I don't know what this is. Ah, welcome. Wow. This is not great quality. I don't like the shininess of it. It's so, I do like the flimsy book, to be fair. I like a flimsy paper because they always just snap back. Yeah, I've been putting off reading this for the past year. Well, I say year, since the beginning of the year, because I knew it was coming out in physical edition. So I figured, why not wait? So that makes 2 of the 3 series of Fujimoto's that is out in my possession. I just need Fire Punch now. And then his other series will come when it comes. Maybe I'll read this and Welcome Back Alice tonight. I'm supposed to be reading One Piece, but we'll see. And then I also mentioned that I went out to Comic-Con this weekend. My cup of tea, I'm sorry if you're here again, but I did end up going. I ended up staying out over the weekend, and it just so happened I was so close and I was able to go. But I ended up picking up To Strip the Flesh, Crazy Food Truck Volume 2, and then Rooster Fighter. Now, I picked up this one again, similar to why I picked up Crazy Food Truck, because a few people had these copies given to them. And unlike Crazy Food Truck, where a lot of people who picked this up said, no, it's actually terrible, a lot of people picked up Rooster Fighter and said it was actually quite interesting. And the people that dropped it said they just don't really like seinen battle kind of series. But this dude is like a chicken. He's a rooster even. And he's fighting like monsters. In my head, I think this is going to be something like One Punch Man, but instead of a bald white guy, it's a rooster with an attitude. So I'm looking forward to this one. And this one I picked up because I know Tatsuki Fujimoto did a one-shot with him as well quite recently. So I've been looking to pick up this one for quite some time. And yeah, they're all the same price. It was 3 for 2, so it was pretty cheap for all of these. These are £10 each. So I picked up these. And then I have one more in my collection. I actually have to get this, open this off screen because it's got loads of addresses on it. I don't have scissors. Ah. I should have picked up some scissors. Oh, it's a package within a package. Nope. Wonderful. Rooster Fighter looks cooler than it should. What's on the back looks like they got Dun Da Dun. Yeah, you guys are lucky. You have volume 1 of Dun Da Dun. I was hoping I could have I was going to find it over the weekend, but that didn't happen. He's like a head with arms coming out of his ears, and then is it 5 fingers? It's just like a hand, I guess, underneath his chin, and wears a suit. Yeah, I heard it's not too long, similar to Crazy Food Truck. They're quite short series, which I don't mind picking up a short series, and if I don't like it, you can always get rid of it. Okay, this one I've actually been waiting for a while to pick up. How do I... Now, I've been seeing the first few volumes of this for such a long time. I say first few, the first volume and then volume 3 onwards. And I can never find volume 2. But I managed to pick up volume 1 and 2. Well, I guess this is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now, this is the one that was difficult to find. Maid Summer was probably one of the first shoujo series that I had watched. And it was actually on the list that I wanted for the shoujo manga collection, but I just couldn't find volume 1, and I didn't want to start the series if I couldn't find volume 2. And I was very fortunate that I found someone online who was selling them. I did have to bid. I bid a little bit more than retail for both of them, I guess you could say, but I guess considering this one you can get for pretty cheap and this one is non-existent, in my head I'm just thinking I just spent a little bit more on this one than I did anything else. All in all, it wasn't that much more expensive in comparison to the buy it now prices. I feel like buy it now prices are just so inflated. But yeah, I'm happy to have this, and I know that other volumes are relatively easy to get, so I'm looking forward to those. And again, that makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 volumes added to my collection, which I don't think is going to be very helpful to my spreadsheet. So let me see if I can update my spreadsheet right now. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-bum. Manga log. Does this work? Nope, it doesn't. There we go. Don't know why, but it goes so dim. I don't really understand. Okay, so my current percentage is 70%. But I need to add all these new manga into my collection. So let me add, where have I got? Black Lagoon. So 12, 12. And then, even though we're adults, I have 3 volumes. So I need 3, and then 5 plus. And then Welcome Back Alice is 3, 3. Let's get 4 plus for that. And then Vinland Saga. Where are you? There we are. 7. I need 7. I have 8. And it's 9 plus. Right, and annoyingly, I now have to add loads of columns. Let's go crazy food truck. So it's 2. 3 plus. Percentage is about to sink like a rock. You're telling me. My year end is 80%, which I would have been on par for if I didn't buy any manga and continued with just reading 1 volume of One Piece every day until the end of the year. I'll be on pace to get 80%, just over 80%. All right, how do I look back? Look back, so it's 1, 1, and 0. And let's do not started. And end. And 2 strip. I want TORK. There we go. Right in the middle. 2 strip the flesh. Oh, I haven't read it yet. And then Rooster Teeth, which is RSOOS. All right? Yeah. Rooster Fighter 1. I don't know how many volumes. I think there's 2 volumes out at the moment. And it's ongoing, not yet started. So it's 2 plus. And then what is the last one I have? Made Summer. Made. LM. MAIQRS made. Let's do this one. I think there's 9 omnibuses and I have 2. 23 onwards, ongoing, not yet started. Right, luckily all these were added in the middle. I should really add a formula so it auto-populates these. Wow, 113. 113 different series. And I should really get round to fill in all the mangaka and artists, etc. Where am I? Series 113. So it was 70 point something. Now it's not gone that bad actually. Still nearly 69%, but the issue is that I now need to read another 13 volumes or however many volumes I have here to then get back up to 80. So what is this? 68.97. Well, luckily, I did read 9 volumes over this weekend. Not over the weekend, but over the week. I finished volume 9 of Black Lagoon, which is pretty awesome. This concludes the Roberta arc. She is such a beast. But the more I feel, this is one of those series. It's kind of, although it's seinen, it has the shonen trope of that no main characters die. So no matter what the outcome happens, you know everybody's going to come out unscathed. And you're talking about people with guns and bazookas and grenade launchers, shooting and killing each other all the time. And they constantly, not that it's a trope I guess, but they constantly have action sequences where the two main characters will start shooting each other at almost point blank range, and not a single one of them gets touched by a bullet. Now initially it starts off all cool because, you know, you got people with swords who deflect bullets, etc. But after a while, not that I want to see someone die, but when they get kidnapped or, you know, have a bullet to their gun to their head, I know they're gonna come out fine. So I don't mind. But yeah, I'm still looking forward to reading the rest of the series. Maybe I have like nostalgia goggles on when I look at Black Lagoon, because it's one of the first like seinen series that I'd watched. What's the most manga that you have read in a single day? I think your highest is 20 or 30 in a single day. No way, I don't believe you. Is that including eating? How long was you up for? Or did you read just a bunch of Shuzo Oshimi works? Because you'd have to be doing like a manga an hour. When did you eat? When did you sleep? That's crazy. Me, probably maybe 4 or 5. I've never given myself a challenge to sit down and read manga non-stop. I would love to. I don't think I'd get very far though. I would have to pre-prep all of my meals and probably make sure that I have nothing else going on. Sometimes I'll have friends or family who just call me up and just want to chat or want to meet up. And if I'm not particularly doing anything, I am obliged to say, yeah, let's meet up. Because why not? Yeah, I'd have to make sure that I'd have no plans whatsoever. And no deliveries. No nothing. Man, 20? Wait. Is this 20 or 30 chapters? Because I could get on board with that. Volumes? You're talking crazy, my friend. Right. Let me just quickly wrap up the reading log and then I can complete the spreadsheet and hopefully my percentage will go up more. I read volume 6 of My Dress Up Darling yesterday as well. I think everyone's initial thought on this that it is super smutty, but I personally feel that that's not the case, and it feels more like a slice of life series than anything else. If I'm gonna be honest, I can't say the same for volume 1, but yeah, I think by volume 3 it becomes more slice of lifey. This whole page they see a new character who is also a cosplayer, and then they talk about makeup, they talk about techniques on clothes, they go to a store for wigs and where to buy apparel. And it's not until Gojo completes this volume's outfit, which is a bunny outfit, you get maybe 2.5 pages, and I'd say around 3 or 4 panels of explicit shots, if you would. But other than that, it's just really chilled. I think the anime oversold it on the sexualization of the main character. But I think it's pretty sweet. Not so much the sexualized content, but the rest of it, I'm enjoying. It is not the ending. You were sick and just blitzing through something quick? How can you be sick and read that much manga? That's crazy. You're my hero. That's a lot of manga. Holy Land Happiness. Is Happiness pretty quick? I can imagine Happiness is also Shuzo Shimi, right? Is that right? Or am I making that up? 20-30 volumes is crazy. I don't even think I would be able to beat that if I gave myself... Even if I woke up at 6, I would have been at like 12. I think I'd struggle. I think you would have to pick something that is pretty quick to read. But yeah, I think if I sat down and really gave myself enough time, I reckon probably... I could probably do 10. 10 volumes. Plus, I'm a lot older than most people, so I need a nap halfway through the day. Continuing with my One Piece reading, I read volumes 39, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I've always said that Enies Lobby has been my favourite part of One Piece. It's what kind of got me hooked on the series. I was enjoying it for the most part, and then when Enies Lobby and Water 7 hit, it just hit different. And after, it's been a long time since I've read the series, and I think Enies Lobby and Water 7 and Enies Lobby are so well paced. Every single chapter resolves some sort of event, whether it be somebody going missing, a fight breaking out, a dispute. It introduces something and resolves it almost immediately, and it adds small little tidbits that linger throughout the whole run of this arc. And I think it's just superbly paced. I don't think I could fault it for the pacing, like some people I've heard say. And I think it's also the best that the art looks at this point. Oda's really come into his own. A lot of the characters initially had like really thick thumbs and toes and really wide facial expressions. There's a lot more detail added in during Alabasta and Skypiea, but he puts so much more detail in these arcs. Not even just through the characters, but the backgrounds as well. And it's amazing how, similar to Dragon Ball, he adds limited amount of screen tone. It's all just shading with lines, and the only screen tone he really uses is just like the dark grey one to like give you depth of field. But I think it's great. I think all the characters show off either a really cool power-up or something like the beginning of a power-up. Chopper goes through a mental power-up. Luffy obviously goes through one as well. And yeah, I think all the characters shine in their own way. And it adds something new in terms of like people leaving the Straw Hat crew for X amount of time that you just wouldn't expect to happen in a shonen series. I guess that's a lie. I guess Sasuke kind of did it in Naruto, didn't he? But yeah, I'm super stoked. Looking forward to the next week. This week is Thriller Bark and the Shibondi arcs, which are I think only 8 volumes for both of them. So hopefully I can finish those off. But tonight I think I'm probably going to read Welcome Back Alice and probably Look Back as well. But now that I've shown off all of that, what I want to do is go back to my spreadsheet so I can update it. So what did I do? One Piece, where are you? Come to me. One Piece. So I was at 38 and now I'm at 45. Hang on a sec. What was I? 68%. And now I'm going to be 45 for One Piece. My Dress Up Darling, which should be here as well. 6. Let's put you 7 for that. And you can just go 101. And for My Dress Up Darling, I'm actually up to date, which is cool. And then Black Lagoon. Where are you? Black. Right, so I've read volume 9, and then let's change it to 13. I'm still behind. Alright, so that's, although I purchased 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, I read 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So, that puts me back up to 70. Now, I can't remember exactly the exact 70% I was on. 70 point something. But I'm still back up to 70. But I also have this big box here that also has a bunch of manga in it. And I'm not going to reveal how many volumes are in there. But let's just say I think I'm going to have to read more than just One Piece for the rest of the year. I think I am currently... I think I'm at... There's 64 days left of the year, I think. And I'm currently at volume 56 is the next volume that I'm reading. And I have 50, so that puts me at 54. I think it's 54 volumes left. 55 volumes left, sorry. Or is it 50? Yes, it's 55 because I've read 45. Yes, I've read 45. There's 100 volumes, unless my math is completely wrong. So that leaves me at 9 more days free to read as much as I can. So I've got 9 extra days to read whatever I can. So hopefully, if I actually just do a quick mock-up, if I do, where's One Piece? Let me find One Piece. Let's do One Piece. If I do 100 volumes of One Piece, that puts me at 77%. Which means I would have to read, let's put 110. Oh, I'm going to have to 113? 114. 120. Right, I'm going to have to read at least another 20 volumes in the space of 9 days, as well as reading 1 volume of One Piece every day, which I think is doable. I believe in myself. Fortunately, the bigger your collection gets, the slower percentage changes. Yeah. That is true. One thing I do have, though, is that there are some series in my collection where I don't have volume 1 or I'm missing like volume 3, but I'm currently up to like volume 6 or 7. And I haven't noted it down on my spreadsheet that I own the missing volume, but I've already read it. So when I purchase it, I can put it in as a volume I own and also up the number by 1 immediately. The 11 that I bought today, I've added to the spreadsheet, and obviously I haven't read them. So maybe I should just try and pick up some volumes where I've already read further along in the series. There aren't that many, to be fair. But if I look at my spreadsheet, actually, how many... My spreadsheet says that if I was to be 100% up to date with all of my series, I would be at 1,120 volumes. That's crazy. I also found out recently that if you have 1,000 volumes, or 1,000 books in general, that is technically classed as a library. So I guess next year that will be my next goal. So at the moment, how many do I have? 738 volumes. Cool. That's a lot of paperwork. is... There we are. It is that time again. I've been streaming for an hour and a half. It's crazy. Born, thank you very much for sticking around for so long. And although there aren't many chatters, I can see that there's people dipping in and out all the time. So there's people lurking, watching the stream. So thanks for chilling. Next week, I said I actually have a shelf building stream that I'd want to do. But I also have... Before I go, let me see if I can get it up real quick. Bloop, bloop, bloop. What happens if I do this? And then this. Depending on how many people come in chat, I actually have this. This is Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? But what's cool about it is that it has a specific category for manga. So I thought it would be cool if we could play this and just answer all its ridiculous questions. The only issue is you do have to select 3 other categories. Me, myself, I don't know. Maybe entertainment, geography, Disney, Harry Potter, maybe TV series. Superheroes, maybe not so much. World food, actually. I would love world food. Yeah, maybe next week, depending if the shelf comes tomorrow and I can get that prepped. I can set that up quick and then, I don't know, maybe we can have a go at this, see if we can answer a bunch of manga questions. I thought that would be dope. Mantis, thanks for chilling. Born, as always, it's been a pleasure. Now I need to figure out what I'm going to buy with my spare money for this manga challenge, which is probably what I'm going to do this evening. Calculate that, read a couple of volumes, then go to bed. Okay, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, weebs of all ages, I'm out. Thanks for chilling, and I'll see you next time.